this year where people and like people like myself, right? I'm a big believer in drafting running backs late, but I think there are exceptions. And even with a guy like Jameer, look at that pick. Look at Jameer right now. Like that dude is a stud. Like, even the picks where you're like, all right, is this going to work out? He's a weapon, just like we all talked about and what he could be. So even with the picks you might question, it is the right decision. Like, that's why the whole like have trust in Brad Holmes thing is true, because if you look at what he's done, look at the resume. He took this team from year one, and the roster was completely different. You won 3 games. You were like 0-10, 0-11 at one point. And it took him essentially 3 drafts to get you in the NFC Championship game. And it's, I know it's Dan Campbell and Sheila Ford Hamp, and you give credit all around.
It
Ben
starts
Johnson,
with, like,
dude,
Dan Campbell and Ben Johnson don't have those players if Brad doesn't pick up that phone and draft those players. And to your point, like, if the Lions, and this is so important for the draft, is the Lions, especially their culture, I think is undoubtedly number one. And you can laugh about that all you want, but when it comes to free agency and veterans wanting to go chase rings and which team they're going to want to pick, okay, yeah, you could go join Philadelphia right now because they're a talented roster. You could go join Miami. You could go join Dallas. You can go join San Francisco. And I would say if you're a veteran, you can go to San Francisco or like a Kansas City. You go there over Detroit just because of what they got going on right now. But in the future, when the Lions get better, and now they're not getting those premier first-round picks, they're going to be getting first-round picks like they have now. Shit, Brad could probably even trade out of the first round because you can keep acquiring that talent, and especially with playmakers on the outside, and you just keep drafting offensive line and defensive line. That's what the Patriots did for so long. They just trade back and get as much solid depth pieces that you need in their kind of weaker links. And that's how they just sustained such good teams in place around Brady, who realized, like, hey, I need these guys, take a pay cut. Jared Goff, I don't know if he's going to do that, but if not, he's the guy right now for sure. I hope they re-sign him, but you have another option with Hendon Hooker, and they did that already by getting a guy in the 3rd round. And I'm not saying that's the way. Obviously, I'm a big Hendon guy, but Jared has shut up all my critiques after halfway through the season. So this is Jared Goff's team, and they have the formula to keep building around him.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's not just his talent evaluation. It's his ability to work the financials, which like how he's handled that, man. Like, that's because we talked about like the draft failures for the Lions. We didn't even get to the decisions Trey Flowers.
Oh my God.
Like
Jamie Collins.